I'd like to have those raise your hands that were at this event this Saturday. It was called the Lutterloh pattern. Look at that. Look at how many. I want you to be aware of who they are. Of those, raise your hands. Now keep your hands raised if you got this new system.
Yeah, they pretty much
Look at that.
everybody did. Yeah, that was there. It's crazy.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about it.
I can tell about that.
I am so excited about this company. I have known about them for many years, but you know, we've really been more quilting, and you know, I do my own flat pattern design, so I don't usually use a lot of patterns. However, these brothers, there's two brothers that did this system. I think that they are very, very, let's say, in the right place at the right time, because you know what's happening all over the country right now? There's a huge resurgence in garment sewing. How many of you have made something for yourselves or somebody else in the last year? Look at that. Look at how many. And of you, how many are quilters? Look at a lot of quilters, right? Most of us that are quilters started with garment. That's how I started. How many did start sewing first with garment? Yeah, it's really amazing. Those of you, who was in the first session of the pattern? Wasn't that unbelievable? There were 55 people here. And of the 55 people that were here, I would say half of them were new. They were trying to find a place to get good quality fabric. And Debbie, thank you so much for carrying this. This happens to be Moda. This is made from the Lutterloh system. I actually got the system on Saturday. I drafted a pattern from it on Sunday. And instead of putting a band across the front like it normally called for, I thought, well, why not just cut a pair of jeans up? I could use this in Arizona. So I cut 2 pairs of jeans and attached them, and I put a button down here and a little buttonhole down here so you can actually button it. And then I took the pocket off the 1 pair of jeans. And I didn't want just all one color, so I just took a combination of rayon. So nobody can buy this till I get a half yard. I'm gonna put a scarf through the belt loops. Wouldn't that be a great idea? But look at how fun these two. I wanted to show you, and Debbie, you are Miss Vanna right now. But wouldn't these be fun? They're rayon. They're rayon. I mean, it's just fun to take and mix colors and, you know, something that you like. And it doesn't take a lot. I think I used, I could have used a little bit more. You know how I always say get more than what you think, and of course I didn't. And then I was trying to match this pattern with the sleeve, and it got a little tricky, but there's so many squares in here you can't really tell. And I'm going to show you the pattern that I used, and you'll never believe that it's the same pattern. This book that Bob, you mentioned, my little notebook, is what comes in this box. And then there's also I don't have it here, but the little pins, I mean, and then the little ruler. I used our Pattern-Ease. It worked out perfect, I thought. But what you do is there's all kinds of instructions in here, and then there's all kinds of patterns. And this is the pattern I used. But see how simple this is what I was looking for, just a very simple sleeve and top, and then I shortened it. And you shorten at the waist, which is real easy to do. Yeah, you can walk around. And see, what's really good about this is that it has bands. The back side of every one of these patterns has a little small pattern, and we're going to show you this at Fall Festival. Ralph told me that one of them will be there. So we know they're going to be there on a Friday, and Saturday we're going to put them in the auditorium for an actual class, and you won't have to pay for that. So you definitely, how many are VIPs for Fall Festival? How many are not yet, still thinking about it? This system is so incredible, guys. And I don't know if most of you know my background, but I do flat pattern design all the time. That's all I do. I have slopers, and I make all my own patterns. I know you do, Barb, a lot of you, Donna does that. So I really didn't think I was gonna need this system. Wrong. You can see all kinds of things. There's probably about 10 patterns. I went through the basic part that I'm going to use in there. I won't use the others, or maybe I will at some time, but there's about 10 patterns, and I figured 10 patterns. First of all, you know the 4 major pattern companies are going out of business? Going out. And you know why? Because they were only in Joann's before. That's really a crime. That's where they could only support them. So now Joann's is gone and they're going out. And they'll be in the market. You'll find them on secondary markets for a while, but nothing like this. And this company has been around since 1935. His grandmother started this, which is really incredible. So come to Fall Festival and see what it's all about. And I've heard people say, well, gee, I'm not going to get this system because it's very fitted. It's not real fitted. You can find the styles that you like. There's no question about it. And it doesn't matter your size because we change. We get bigger, we get smaller. What's really great is that he has that for the real tiny, small, much smaller than me, much smaller, very thin people. He has all that for them and for the people that are larger and bigger, which I think is wonderful because we couldn't find those patterns. I mean, it's wonderful to have that option. So come and see him. That's what I wanted to show you, how easy it is to do, how simple it is to take a pattern. Just kind of envision what the pattern looks like from the yellow part. See, the design will be on this side. And then when you turn it over to the other side, envision what you like about that pattern. Do you want a dart, a princess dart? I don't usually like a dart, but I found a blouse in here that I really like. So it totally depends on the kind of fabric that you're using. Don't look at what he's used or what they've used. Look at what you are using. And enough people in here have enough sewing experience that everybody could do this. And when you come to his presentation, he's going to give you 3 free patterns. So I think it's really worth coming. And with the system, these 2 rulers come with, which I love. Now, I have lots of rulers, as most of you probably do. But this ruler is different. And it's got, for me, why it's different, those of you that have done slopers and are very aware of drafting patterns, I put dots on the pattern. That's how we get the pattern. You measure real simply, you put your dots. I can get 4 curves, 4 dots of curves on this ruler. Now that may not mean anything to you. Usually you get about 2 to 3. I can get 4 on this ruler. They've got it such a fine tune. And then they have a wonderful ruler for your pants. This is just a great sloper and it's simple. It's not a difficult thing at all. If I thought it was, remember, we had 160 people here on Saturday. I made this on Sunday.
We asked the Lutterloh brothers, Frank and Ralph, if patternese was something we could use because they did their demonstration on paper.
That they can't find.
They have rolls of paper. They're very good paper that they sell. It's very good. But they said, yes, patternese, it's like do-so in the past that doesn't exist anymore.
And that's what this was made out of.
Markings on the patternese as well. So
right, very, very long-term company being used all over the world, all over there in 17 languages. So I'm so thrilled that they are very much in business and will continue.